Hotep Heru, a heating planet. Global warming. Global warming, a gradual increase in the overall temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, generally attributed to the greenhouse effect caused by increased levels of carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons, and other pollutants. Facts. It is an ongoing process. Scientists expect the average global temperature to rise on an additional 0.3 to 0.7 degrees Celsius through 2035. What is global warming? Over the past 50 years, the average global temperature has increased at the fastest rate in recorded history, and experts see the trend accelerating. All but one of the 16 hottest years in NASA's 134-year record have occurred since 2000. Climate change deniers have argued that there has been a pause or slowdown in rising global temperatures, but several studies, including a 2015 paper published in the journal Science, have disproved this claim. Scientists say that unless we curb global warming emissions, average U.S. temperatures could increase up to around 10 degrees Fahrenheit over the next century. What causes global warming? Global warming occurs when carbon dioxide, CO2, and other air pollutants and greenhouse gases collect in the atmosphere and absorb sunlight and solar radiation that have bounced off the Earth's surface. Normally, this radiation would escape into space, but these pollutants, which can last for years to centuries in the atmosphere, trap the heat and cause the planet to get hotter. That's what's known as the greenhouse effect. Fact. In the United States, the burning of fossil fuels to make electricity is the largest source of heat, trapping pollution, producing about 2 billion tons of CO2 every year. Coal-burning power plants are by far the biggest polluters. The country's second largest source of carbon pollution is the transportation section, which generates about 1.7 billion tons of CO2 emissions a year. A good thing is that we started a turnaround. CO2 emissions in the U.S. actually decreased from 2006 between 2014 thanks to new energy technology. How is global warming linked to extreme weather? Scientists agree that Earth's rising temperatures are fueling longer and hotter heat waves, more frequent droughts, heavier rainfall, and more powerful hurricanes. In 2015, for example, global warming, they also said the odds of similar droughts happening in the future had roughly doubled over the past century. The National Academics of Science, Engineering, and Medicine around the world announced that it's now possible to confidently attribute certain weather events like some heat waves directly to climate change. The Earth's ocean's temperatures are getting warmer, to which means that tropical storms can pick up more energy. So global warming could turn, say, a Category 3 storm into a more dangerous Category 4 storm. In fact, scientists have found that frequency of North American hurricanes has increased since the 1980s, as well as the number of storms that reach Category 4 and 5. In 2005, a year and a half before I started the research of global warming and climate shift, Hurricane Katrina, the costliest hurricane in U.S. history, struck New Orleans. The second costliest hurricane, Sandy, hit the East Coast in 2012. The impacts of global warming are being felt across the globe. Extreme heat waves have caused tens of thousands of deaths around the world. In recent years, and an alarming sign of events to come. Antarctica has been losing about 134 billion metric tons of ice per year since 2002. This rate could speed up if we keep burning fossil fuels at our current pace. Some experts say causing sea levels to rise several meters over the next 50 to 150 years. Only thing is that is already happening. What are other effects of global warming? Each year scientists learn more consequences of global warming, and many agree that environmental, economic, and health consequences are likely to occur if current trends continue. Here's what we can look forward to. 1. Melting glaciers, early snow melt, and severe droughts will cause more dramatic water shortages and increase the risk of wildfires in the American West. Rising sea levels will lead to coastal flooding on the eastern seaboard, especially in Florida and in other areas such as the Gulf of Mexico. 3. Forest farms and cities will face troublesome new pests, heat waves, heavy downpours, and increased flooding. All those factors will damage or destroy agriculture and fisheries, the beginning of the fake food and fake fish, things like that. Disruption of habitats such as coral reefs and alpine meadows could bring many plant and animal species to extinction. Allergies, asthma, and infectious disease outbreaks will become more common due to increased growth of pollen-producing ragweed, high levels of air pollution, and the spread of conditions favorable to pathogens and mosquitoes. 5 places relocating people because of climate change. Rising sea levels are causing communities around the world to relocate, but for some, it's already too late to save their homes. A few places with a plan B. Kiribati, a small island in the Pacific Ocean. Vendoglai, Fiji, is a small island that had to move its people inland. Taro, Solomon Islands. In 2016, Australian researchers discovered 5 uninhabited islands in the Solomon Islands. Shishmark, Alaska, U.S. of the Pacific. 600 inhabitants of Shishmark, a small village on a small island, has to come and move because of climate change. Isle de Jean Charles, Louisiana, U.S. The 29 remaining homes in Isle de Jean Charles, southeast Louisiana, are sinking into the Gulf of Mexico.
Heru